Woman.
If that is the comfort you want, seek it elsewhere.
This is about the girl in Sevastopol, isn't it?
It is.
I'm sorry. I didn't think... I suppose I never thought you would still believe in things like that.
I will love exactly whom I choose to love, not anyone else. Certainly not you.
Roman, I...
Leave.
She stands up and then finally leaves.
She'll be waiting for me. When we come to Sevastopol to proclaim the completion of the work we began, she'll be waiting.
He begins to return to his ledger, but is clearly agitated, and throughout the remainder of the scene repeatedly rips pages from the ledger, crumples them and throws them to the floor. Katya turns around with the tea tray and Oleksander presents the flowers.
Here, Katerina Filipovna, these are for you.
White peonies.
I found them on the hillside this morning.
These are my favorite.
I remember.
Wow, they're so lovely too. I'll put them out on the balcony. Sevastopol can be such a gloomy city sometimes. It's nice to bring in some color, isn't it?
Certainly.
You have to find the beauty where it is, after all.
Huh.
Well, thank you, Mr. Turchin. Would you like some tea?
Yes, thank you.
Forgive me. I've never been terribly good at conversation.
Well then, let me try. So, what is it you don't like about the White Russian Army?
At this, Katya nearly chokes on her tea. Oleksander stands to assist her, but she motions for him to sit and regains her composure.
Isn't there something less confrontational we could talk about?
I want to be honest with you, Katerina Filipovna. I want to renew my acquaintance with you, but I don't want you thinking of me as a villain.
A villain? Certainly not a villain.
As what then?
Misguided, perhaps. Misinformed.
I'd rather have been thought of as a villain. So please, tell me, Katerina Filipovna, why love the Red Army?
Seems rather a personal question.
Personal. Perhaps I'm too used to being around only sailors all the time. It's only that, knowing you and the kind of person you are, I figure you must have a good reason for believing what you do. I don't want to argue, but I don't want to pretend either, Katerina Filipovna, so please tell me.
Well, all right, I suppose. I think because I believe they want what I want. They want a better world. The world to be as it should be.
And the whites don't?
Well, do they? It seems to me they only want to protect their wealth and power at any cost. I can't believe I'm discussing politics with you.
Not every white guard wants to protect his wealth, Katerina Filipovna. Some of us want to protect our country and our faith.
Country and faith. Protecting such things has led to a lot of awful violence, hasn't it?
And if the last 3 years have been any evidence, fighting against them will lead to even more. You have this beautiful ideal, but if you're willing to go to any lengths to achieve it, by the end, how much of your ideal will remain?
Any lengths.
Surely you know what I mean. Dissolving the Constituent Assembly, executing their enemies without trial, plundering the countryside for food, all sort of brutalities beyond belief.
But Oleksander, you're only believing the lies that your officers tell you. None of that is true. While your White Guard commander is right now oppressing this very city, arresting anyone who advocates for justice.
You're right. The White Army is not innocent.
Then why fight for them? Why not fight for what's good?
It's not always a question of perfect good and evil. In war it never is, and it never will be. It's always muddled and confused. I choose my side because I love my country, and I don't like what I see happening to it. I want it to be free from dictators and czars alike. And it's not easy to say always who is good and who is bad, but that doesn't mean I don't fight for what I believe in. We do the best we can, Katerina Filipovna. It's all we have.
But Oleksander, sometimes it is a question of good and evil, right and wrong. And all this talk of muddled and confused is just making room for what's evil,
Oh, no.
isn't it?
It's those who are so certain of their moral superiority that do so much evil. Horrible things, I think.
Lies. That's what you've heard. It's all propaganda, Oleksander.
Lies.
Oleksander, I know bad things have happened. But it's a war, isn't it? Once the war is over, we can start building things the way they should be. An equal, good society.
Katerina Filipovna, right now there are exiles streaming in from every part of Russia. What part of the good society do you suppose they're fleeing?
Goodness, now you're yelling at me. I knew this would happen.
I'm yelling?
Yes. Well, you're speaking very crossly. Now, I'm going to have a sour stomach all night long, and you'll think you've proven me wrong just because I don't have the words to answer
It's
you.
not like that at all.
Can we stop arguing, please?
I'm sorry, Katerina Filipovna, I didn't mean to upset you. It's just that for someone so kind and reasonable as you to believe what you believe and support whom you support, I can't understand it.
And here I am thinking the same things about you.
Thunder rumbles in the distance. Outside, it begins to rain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that isn't how I wanted things to go. I'll take my leave.
Oh. Already in the rain?
I'm a sailor. I've handled worse.
Well, good day then, Oleksander Pershing. Thank you for the flowers.
Thank you for the tea. You're a very intelligent girl, Katerina Filipovna. This man you're waiting for, wherever he is, very lucky.